What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and I'm gonna tell you about how
Look at that scar, man.
my 50 cal exploded, and I almost bit the dust about 2 weeks ago. So I know a lot of you are probably wanting me to explain my injuries, and I'm gonna do that, but I think it's best we start from the beginning. I know some of you are gonna try to skip around in this video. I highly recommend you stay tuned and listen to all of this. But for those who are gonna skip around, let me clear something up first.
Guys, he almost died, and after 2 weeks, he's like, all right, I'm gonna do a video. This guy's a Giga Chad.
This was not the bear that we tortured tested, and this was a complete freak accident. There's nothing that I did to have caused this. So April 9th, 2021, we come out here to shoot a fire hydrant with some slap rounds using my Serbu RN50. So we have the Serbu RN50 with the 36-inch long heavy barrel, and we're gonna go ahead and go big or go home and start out with this. This is a 50 BMG slap tracer round. The slap.
I don't know why, but I'm getting terrified for him. Because you know it's gonna happen, so I feel bad for him even though it's happened before. Do you know what I'm saying?
Rounds tend to go a little to the right, so I aimed a little to the left, but this one actually hit true to where I was aiming. We hit right here, and you can see that thing is smoking. And then we blew right through the back of this thing. Everything was going pretty smooth. We shot the fire hydrant several times, but the slap rounds were acting a little funny. One of the slap rounds hit like 1.5 feet low and to the right. I say we hit it with one more slap round, but this time aim for the thickest part of the fire hydrant and see what happens.
Okay. Oh my god. Notice how much larger the muzzle flash is compared to the first slap round. Slap one. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a big flash.
The gun was functioning normally, as it always has. I've been using this gun for a long time now, and I've never had any issues out of it. So before all this happened, we took one last shot, and it was actually really, really cool. The round was stuck out the back of the fire hydrant. This is a 50 BMG silver red tip armor piercing incendiary tracer. So we went through the top of the fire hydrant.
Yeah, that's a clean shot.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's just stuck out the back. After that, I decided I was gonna take one last shot with a slap round and try to hit the thickest spot on the fire hydrant. So before I loaded my last slap round, I know that there was no barrel obstruction because I literally found the round in the fire hydrant. But this last round that I loaded into my Serbu RN50 was a very, very hot round, and I had no idea. And there's really no way for me to have ever known that this round was as hot as it was.
Guys, he's an expert, man. And if he didn't know, you wouldn't know either. Oh man, I'm getting chills, bro. I'm getting chills.
So here you can see me taking the last shell casing out, and now I'm loading in the slap round.
I'm getting chills.
I threw the cap on all the way.
Oh yeah, no shit, he's tired. He got fricked up.
Hey.
I'm getting scared.
And the gun closes completely, and everything is functioning as normal. And one thing is something someone may mention is maybe I didn't screw the cap on all the way. Well, you can clearly see the cap is screwed on all the way, and this gun actually will not close if the cap is not screwed on all the way. So everything was functioning good on the gun. What I didn't know was the slap round that I put inside it was extra, extra hot, and I had no idea. And there's really no way for me to have ever known. These rounds are extremely rare, and they're very old. They're like $100 a piece. These aren't manufactured anymore, and really there's no way you can really know what's happened to them over time as they've passed hand to hand. I was under the impression that these were genuine military surplus rounds and hadn't been tampered with. So now I'm gonna actually show you what happened.
No.
It's not graphic.
I know it's not graphic, but like, I saw the scar and I'm getting chills again.
All the graphic stuff happened after the fact, and I'm going to tell you all about that, but I am going to show you what happened just so you can see what happened to me that day.
Oh my god! It catapulted, bro! Oh my god.
So when I pulled the trigger, the gun exploded almost immediately. So the first thing that went...
I don't know how... You know what's really admirable about him is that I didn't know about this until like, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And someone's like, yeah, he almost died from having a gun explode on him, right? And I thought to myself, I would have such PTSD, I don't think I would keep doing what I do. Like, every time I shot a gun, I'd be scared of it exploding. He's so brave for that.
Was this cap. And this cap is solid steel, and it is very, very heavy. If you look right here, the threads are sheared off of this gun
So
completely.
off, yeah.
I spoke with Mark Serbu, and he said that normal pressures are 55,000 PSI. And for those threads to have sheared off and this cap to have just blown off like that, we're looking at over 85,000 PSI. So the cap blows off.
What?
It's kind of hard to put these on because of my little nose brace. I'll explain.
Yeah, it hurts.
But safety glasses are on, and this cap, you can see this little crescent here.
You would have lost an eye, bro. Holy.
This cap hit me right there. I'm not really sure which way, probably more like this, but it struck me in the face. When this cap hit me in the face, it broke my orbital bone in 3 spots, here, here, and here.
Oh my god.
It also broke my nose, and that's why I have this on. I've had to have facial surgery to repair all this. Here's the really bad part though. On this lower, normally there's these 2 ears that stick up right here. And this is what prevents you from closing the gun when the cap's not on all the way. If the cap is on all the way, it will fit perfectly right here with those ears pushed up against it. When the cap blew off the gun, it came straight back, shearing those ears.
Oh my god, yeah.
Off the lower. One of these is still at the hospital, and this is the one we found.
So it was inside of him. If it was at the hospital, it went somewhere.
This one zipped right past my head, went inside my hat, blew a hole through it, and took it off my head, what appears 7 to 8 feet. Now the other one is what almost ended me. The other ear hit me right here in the throat. It proceeded to lacerate my jugular vein and then punctured a hole in my right lung. As for my hand, my best guess.
I don't know, man. That is some divine intervention that it's just... How do you survive that? He's so lucky. And he had the forethought to stop the bleeding.
This is what did it. In the video, you can see that the stock almost disappears instantly.
Right.
I believe it came in a downward motion and hit my finger. You have your natural bend in your index finger. Well, this bone right here looked like a V.
What?
So my finger looked like a big W. So back to the lacerated jugular. I've now been hit in the throat, and I'm not really sure what happened because when this cap hit me in the face, I went blind in my right eye instantly.
Yeah.
I have vision coming back now, and they say my eyes should make a full recovery. But in that moment,
and also the shock as well. I got hit in the face by like an ice shard in my left eye, and I went blind for a second too. It's obviously not as traumatic as this, but it's really disorienting. You get scared. You're like, where am I? What happened? I can't see.
I went completely blind in this eye, and it was like I had been punched and I went backwards and I landed on all fours. A lot of you wonder who is behind the camera in my videos. This is my dad. His name is also Scott.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
If he had not been out here with me, that would have been it for me.
Too.
He come running up and
Thanks,
he
Dad.
let me know of my injuries because I was still in a daze. I've just been punched in the face by a big metal cap. And he let me know real quick that there was a hole in my neck and I was losing a lot of blood really fast. My dad shoved his thumb into my neck and said, "Put your thumb there." Now that I'm aware of what's going on, I took my left thumb, I took my shirt, wrapped it in my shirt, and I shoved it as far into my neck as possible.
That also just shows that his dad just knew what to do. I keep saying that's crazy, but like, not a lot of people would know what to do in that situation. Maybe he's like a medic or something, or he works in like a hospital. Had experience. Yeah.
I was not aware that my jugular was lacerated, but I did know this is really bad. I have a law enforcement background, and I've been trained in injuries and wounds and gunshots and things like that. And I know very well that if you get hit in the neck, it's not good because you can't tourniquet a neck. After I had plugged the hole, I applied extreme pressure, pinched my head down into my hand, and made a run for the truck. So the truck here was right near us. There's a trailer attached. I had to run around the front. I jumped.
Dude, they're both such gigachins. He's like, yeah, I just ran into my truck. I'm bleeding all over the place. Got my neck like this, and my thumb in my neck. I'm just
Jumped in the passenger seat. Dad jumped in, and we took off. And this all happened in a matter of seconds. I would say under a minute. We were in that truck and just hauling tail into town. Something I forgot to mention, this upper weighs like 25 pounds. And you can see in the video that it just gets thrown off the table. So much pressure came out the back of this upper that it launched it off the table. It's an insane amount of energy that was thrown into my body. So now we're driving very fast into town. I am applying constant pressure to my throat and I'm breathing very slowly, trying to control my heart rate because the fact—
yeah, because you're, oh my god, it just, I'm astounded. I really don't know what to say.
the faster your heart rate, the faster you're going to bleed. My dad's driving, so I thought it would be nice of me to call the ambulance. My dad didn't agree with this, but I wanted to do it myself because I wanted to try and stay awake. I needed to be doing something to keep myself conscious.
Yeah,
if you have an iPhone, there's this nifty little feature on the side here, and if you hit that button one too many times, it'll call 911. This can be kind of annoying when you're trying to shut off your alarm in the morning, but when there's a lot of bodily fluids on your phone and you can't open it, it comes in really handy. I got on the phone with 911 and I let them know what had happened and that we were coming into town and they were going to send an ambulance to meet us halfway. There were several times where I thought I was going to pass out. And I knew if I passed out that that was going to be it because my dad's driving. If I pass out, who's going to keep applying pressure to my neck to keep me from bleeding out? Times like this, you really need something to focus on, and I focused on my kids. I had their faces in my brain, and I just focused on them, and I fought as hard as I could.
I didn't know he had kids, man. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry, man. Oh.
I stayed conscious the entire time. We met the ambulance halfway, he got me loaded up, and we took off towards the hospital. And like I said, I know that I was in a bad spot, and I don't know if you know this, but if your jugular is completely severed, you have 30 seconds. I knew that being hit in the throat, I may not have much time, but the closer we got to the hospital, the more my confidence built, and I thought, hey, maybe I'm gonna be all right. When I was in the ambulance, I asked them to cut my shirt off because I was having trouble breathing, and I thought maybe I'd been hit in the chest as well. They cut my shirt off. There wasn't anything there, but when I got to the hospital, they x-rayed.
Yeah, they x-rayed him and said he punctured a lung. I feel so bad for him. He's such a nice guy. He did not deserve that at all, man.
Me, and they said my right lung had collapsed because it had filled with blood, and that was from this little guy here puncturing my lung as well. So from there, they had to intubate me while I was wide awake, and I tell you, that is not fun. Take this long metal rod with a point on it, and they stick it through your rib cage, and it wasn't fun. After that, I was feeling a little better. I could breathe a little better. And then they wanted me to take my thumb out of my neck, and I was like, we're not taking my thumb out of my neck. You just wrap it up with some tape and stay there. But they told me I had to take my thumb out of my neck. So they had a bunch of gauze and packing, and as soon as I pulled it out, they packed my throat. When I pulled my thumb out, that's when I saw my finger, and they said that I audibly said, oh, that's not good, because my finger looked like a big W. They informed me after that.
This guy's crazy. He definitely sounds like a law enforcement, or maybe a guy that used to be in the army. He's like, oh, that's not good.
That they were going to have to life flight me to Vanderbilt Hospital in Nashville, Tennessee. Very, very good hospital with very good doctors. Obviously, I'm here making this video. Big shout out to Vanderbilt Hospital. You guys are the best. So now they're about to knock me out, and at this moment I realized that this may be the last time that I see my wife or see my dad, because once they knock you out, you know, that's it. Either they're gonna fix you or you're not waking up.
Right.
My wife had arrived. I called her in there, I held her hand, and we had words, and then I called my dad in to pray. And after that, I remember waking up in Vanderbilt Hospital, hooked up to every machine possible. I'm gonna throw some—
Dude, look at his eye. Oh my Lord, man. And then his finger, that's a W, this one.
Pictures in here.
Oh,
so they did a number on me. So you can see this cut here, and this actually goes all the way down to right here.
That far? I thought it was only up to here, but it actually went all the way down.
To repair my jugular and my lung, they had to open up my chest completely. They cut me completely open.
Oh, this is really painful. By the way, when they rip open your cage like that, that's really painful. And recovery is really, really painful.
Just like open heart surgery. They told me a guy my size should hold 6 to 8 units of blood. And total, from all the blood I lost from the initial injury and the surgeries, they had to give me 5 units. There was also a there was also a chance that I could have had a stroke. To repair your jugular vein, they have to pinch it off. Well, your jugular vein supplies the oxygenated blood to your brain. So they can only pinch it off for so long. They pinch it off, they repair it, then after that, when they open it back up, all that blood rushes into your brain, and there's a chance you could have a stroke. Praise God, I did not have a stroke as well. As for my hand and my face, they had to do surgery on that as well. I have pins in my finger to hold it in place. And like I said, they had to repair my orbital bone in 3 spots. As you can see, they cut me here and right here. And they also cut inside my mouth, all the way back here to the front, to be able to get to all of those spots. So I had a breathing tube in, but I still wanted to talk. I wanted to know what had happened to me and what was going to happen. Well, my nurse, Cody, shout out to that guy, best nurse ever, brought me a dry erase board so that I could write and ask questions. I wanted to talk to my wife. Well, he would call her for me, and then I would write out what I wanted to say, and he would say it over the phone for me.
Dude, what a sweetheart. He didn't have to do that, man. Oh, it's gonna make me cry, man. It's so, oh. That is so heart-wrenching.
Me, and then I could sit there and talk to my wife. Also, I really wanted a mellow yellow. I was craving it so bad. When I was finally unhooked from everything, I remember sitting in my room, and he peeked his head in. He was like, "Can you eat and drink now?" And I said, "Yeah." And he handed me a mellow yellow.
A mellow yellow Oh, wait, hold on. Let me look it up. I think I remember what it is. Yellow Mellow. A Yellow Mellow? It's a soda, yeah. Isn't it? It's like Mountain Dew. Yeah, I thought so. It's like what's that knockoff Sprite brand? I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Chet.
Coolest nerves
That's
ever.
cute,
so
man.
for about 2 days, I had tubes coming out of the front of my chest,
That was it.
one tube coming out of my right side, and one tube coming out from behind my collarbone to drain everything around my lungs. And I had to carry this little vacuum pack with me. They removed those really quick. I'm healing extremely fast. They kicked me out of trauma within a few days. This happened on April 9th, which is a Friday. I went home the following Saturday. There is a lot more to this story when
Dude, he's so swollen in that picture, too.
it comes to my injuries and everything that I had to do to overcome them. Long story short, I shouldn't be standing here. I should be 6 foot under, and if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So I know there's one big question that you're all wondering. What's gonna happen to Kentucky Ballistics, and am I gonna keep making videos? And the answer to that is absolutely. I'm not gonna quit doing what I love because of a freak accident. There's nothing that can keep me from continuing on. I love what I do, and I appreciate every single one of you. I am healing at a Wolverine rate. I am healing so fast that really a lot of people have been kind of confused at how fast I'm healing. That's God, he's healing me quick. And I'm gonna keep making videos, and I cannot wait to get back out here. I have some videos planned, and I think you're gonna like them. It's gonna be some really funny stuff.
The guy's a tank, man. They ripped open his cage. He had a punctured lung. His finger was a W. He held a thumb inside of his jugular the whole time. He went blind in one eye. They managed to correct it. Like, that is crazy to me.
Also, I know there's gonna be a good bit of you that wanna support me while I'm healing, and I really, really appreciate that, but I don't wanna do a GoFundMe or anything like that. If you wanna help me out, I want you to get something out of it too. So we got some new shirts. The doctors told me that if it wasn't for this thumb, that I would have died. This thumb saved my life, and my wife came up with this saying. She said, just put a thumb in it. And I thought that was the funniest thing ever. So that's what we're going with. We have just put a thumb in it shirts. I think these are awesome. And if you want to support me, there's a link in the description down below. They're available now. Pick you up a shirt and support Kentucky Ballistics. This is not my normal content, and definitely not what you expected me to post this week, but this is something I felt like I needed to let you know. Again, this was a complete freak accident, and there's no way I would have ever known just how hot that round was until it was too late. So like I said, I'm healing really fast, and I'm gonna be back to it as soon as possible. But in the meantime, keep your eyes peeled for some pretty interesting videos I have planned and my update videos. Before I close this video, I just wanna say how much I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for making what I do possible. And I know that the majority of you are gonna be extremely supportive right now, and I really, really appreciate that. Don't forget, if you wanna pick up a shirt, there's a link in the description down below. And as always, my name is Scott. And you will most definitely see me next time.
Yay! And he's still shooting, man. He's still in recovery. Look at him. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling the 3 months. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bro was watched over by God and the entire heavenly army. Pragey. Yeah, definitely. Kikona. Dash darn tune! Bunch of his GunTuber friend made a video for him to upload while he was recovering while they all paraded his style. It was really nice to see. Oh, that's so sweet, actually! I was wondering, because, like, he said, oh, I don't want people to pay for my GoFundMe and not get anything out of it, and he's in recovery. So, like, that's his job, right? And he has, like, no workers' comp, right? That's crazy, dog. Don't explode this for a gun and another one, that right. That right, good going there, clappers.